Today, I'm Scott from Motorcar Makeovers. Today, I'm going to talk about something that has plagued our area for quite some time when the weather changes, and that is the dreaded TPMS light. What that is a light that comes on that signals you when your car has a low tire pressure in one or multiple tires. So what tends to happen is, as the weather gets colder, the air inside of your actual tire starts to decrease because it's directly associated to the temperature. So as you drive that car and the tire actually heats up, the air pressure goes up as well. But what happens when you get into the fall is you have a warm day, but then a colder night, and you'll go out to your car, you'll start it up, and you'll have a light on. So what's important at this point in time is to find out what are the risks, can I drive my car, or do I have a situation where I need to bring it into the shop right away? So what we're going to do is try and understand exactly what's going on with this TPMS light and what are the signs to look out for. So normally what I tell people when they call us up is, what you need to do is go out, actually physically look at the tires and make sure you don't have a fully flat tire. If you do, that's going to be a problem because you're going to either destroy the tire by driving on it, or you could actually mess up one of the rims, involving even more money as far as a repair goes. So if you go out and you look at the actual tires and you see that they're okay, but you still have the light on, first thing you're going to want to do is adjust the tire pressure. So you go to the inside of your door, right on the door jamb itself, and 99% of the time your car will have a guide there that shows what the actual tire pressure should be in each of the tires. Now we can do that for free in Motorcar. Anytime you want to stop in, we'll check it for free for you. You also have another situation where you could have a nail in that tire. It could be a slow leak, something that you might not be able to find on your own. We could help you out with that as well. And it's also important to understand the light itself is actually communicating with you. When you start the car up and that light is on, that means that you have a tire, or again, multiple tires that are low on air pressure. However, if that light comes on and begins to flash, you have a malfunction in what's called your tire pressure monitoring system. So the things you want to look out for and the things you want to understand about how important that light is the fact that running on a low air pressure tire will cause damage to the tire, because essentially you can risk having a blowout because of all the heat that gets transposed into the actual tire when you're going down the road. You could have a blowout because the temperature rises because there's more surface area that's contacting the actual road with the tire. Plus, you're going to end up costing yourself more money. And we don't really want that to happen if it's a situation that could be avoided. So first thing we generally do is go and check the actual tire pressure on the car. So what we need to do first off is make sure that we're just talking about a tire pressure monitor. So this light right here looks like a picture of a tire with an exclamation point, and the bottom actually represents the tread of the tire. That is your tire pressure monitor light. So that's going to signal us as to whether or not we have good tire pressures or bad tire pressures. So the first thing I would do if I was a customer and basically I have a situation where I have that light come on, can I drive the car? So we're going to go ahead and get out of the vehicle. Once it comes, we're going to check each of these tires, physically just kind of look at them. Do I have a fully flat tire, or do I have a tire that's just low on air pressure? So we're going to physically kind of walk around and we're going to look at them all. And this is a truck. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to tell whether your tire is low or not low, but you can absolutely understand whether a tire is flat or not. So it doesn't appear like anything is completely flat. So I think I can be okay as far as checking these tire pressures and maybe try and see which one of these tires is causing the problem. We're going to address all four tires, not just the one, because we want to make sure that if we have a multiple tire issue, we're going to address them all. So we have 33 pounds in there, which really isn't too bad. We're going to bring it up to 35 though. And that's required. we're just going to basically keep going around the vehicle. Looks like 32 on that one. Set that up to 35. So far we really haven't come across a tire that has an issue that may have caused that light to come on, because although every tire and every car is different, having a variance of 2 psi in a tire really is not enough to set that light off. 33.5. So far, we really haven't come across anything. We only have one tire left to check. Let's go around the driver's side. .5. So this is probably our tire in question. The first thing we're going to do is fill this thing up. Now, with a 14-pound difference in the tire, most likely this isn't a weather issue or a temperature issue. We most likely have a puncture in the tire. However small it may be, you still lost a pretty fair amount of air. So at this point in time, we have a choice of doing a couple different things. We can put the car up on the lift, pull the tire off, kind of check and see if there's any punctures or whatnot in the tire. Make sure there's no dents in the rim. There's no leaks from the bead of the tire, which is where the tire actually meets the rim. So that would be something also that we want to check to make sure that we don't have any bends around this area, no cracks, anything like that. More times than not, we like to use an old school method with that, with some soapy water. Nothing technical about it. And see exactly, do I have a puncture, or was it just a weather type of issue? So next thing we're going to want to do after we do all that and make sure that our physical tire is okay, we want to go ahead and start the car. So a couple things can happen at this point in time. Now, we were very lucky. The actual tire pressure monitor light went out. We don't have any flashing. We have no warnings. We're pretty good to go. There's going to be many cars that are actually going to still have the light on until you drive the car down the road. Each tire actually has a sensor in it, and more times than not, especially on a lot of the European cars, your BMWs, your Mercedes-Benz, your Porsches, Audis, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and whatnot, they all have sensors in there that need to pick up an RF signal when you're going down the road. So the car actually has a computer in it, so does each of the wheels, where it actually has to pick up the actual tire pressure while you're driving down the road. So more times than not, we're going to drive it down the road and see if we can set that monitor. At that point in time, the car picks up the signal, usually within a few minutes or a couple of miles, and the light will go out, and then you're all pretty good to go. But again, I can't stress the importance of how important it is to keep an eye on tire pressure. Days like today where every dollar really matters, you want to save every dollar that you can on gas mileage. You want to save yourself from an alignment issue, premature tire wear, a rim issue, so many different things that can really hamper not just the expense that you might incur by not staying on top of your tire pressure, but also your own safety. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you next week.